Good morning, travellers. I hope everyone's doing really well today. Just thought I'd check in on everyone. It's been a little while, and Sunday was supposed to be a regular podcast update or upload. But you know what? I've been travelling. I've been all around America, so I just got back on Sunday, and today is Tuesday. So I will be recording this 2 days after I got back, which is now, so Tuesday, and I'll be releasing it tonight as well. So the same day I record is the same day you listen. So this is very fresh. Tomorrow I'm actually off to Bali, so I can't wait for that, but stick around and have a listen. So I'm sure you'll enjoy it. I'll be talking about the food that I loved in the US, and do you really need a holiday after a holiday? So, as you heard just before, I've just come back from the States. It was actually on Sunday, so when I was supposed to release this episode. So I thought I'd release the episode and just give you a taste of what I ate in the US and what I'm probably going to do in Bali. The US was great as always. It's sad when you leave a place that you love so much. You know, Mandy and I just really enjoy the US. We really enjoyed Chris's company. And we got to meet his wife, Tanya, and she was really lovely. And we just had a great time in general. It was also our first time in Miami. And you know what? I didn't really like it too much. It's okay. There's some cool elements to Miami. Vizcaya Museum is really great. So also doing the Florida Everglades and doing all the airboating and stuff like that. That was a heap of fun. South Beach is where we stayed, and that was probably a bad move on my part, as I feel it's full of posers, people that will hire really expensive cars, take photos and of themselves and just make themselves look cooler than maybe they really are. But you know, maybe that's a gripe that I have. New York was really cool. Ate some great food in New York and also enjoyed Brooklyn for the first time. I didn't go there in 2005 when I was in New York last time, so that was cool. Ate some great food in LA. That's probably my favorite US city. So for many reasons it is. Also went to San Diego, which is where I met up with Chris for one time. And that's Chris from Yellow Productions. Also met up with him in Orange County. Took us around some really nice areas of Orange County and San Diego. Another highlight for us on the America trip, which is just like a brief summary. I will go into more details of the US trip because we actually recorded a lot of live audio when we were actually in the US on my little portable recorder. But a highlight for us, or for me as well as my wife, was the Key West drive. So we drove all the way from South Beach down to Key West, and that was just so much fun. It was a great trip. There's plenty to see along the way. You can stop at many little little parking areas and just admire the view. I can't say anything bad about the trip down to Key West, and Key West in general is just a fantastic place to visit. So if you've got the time and you're in Miami, try and see if you can get down to Key West. You will have to put aside a couple of days. So do that and it'll be great. Also, with the Bali trip coming up, I'll be doing this holiday to test the theory that is having a holiday after a holiday a good thing or not needed at all? Because you always hear of people that have, you know, the most busiest holiday and you know, they've just gone crazy sightseeing and walking kilometers, kind of like what we did in America. And we actually walked 14 to 15 Ks a day, I reckon, on average. So 15,000 steps to 20,000 steps on average. We did eat quite a bit of fatty food, so I reckon if we didn't do all that walking, all those burgers and stuff would have just hanged around in the guts and would have made me put on a lot of weight. So in Bali, I'll be just relaxing by the pool, reading a book, hanging out with my sisters and also sisters. hanging out with my sisters. Well, you could call one of my brothers a bit of a sister. No, he's a nice guy. So my 2 brothers, my sister-in-law, and my wife. And we'll be drinking a little bit, trying to eat well, trying not to get sick, and trying not to taste any of Bali's water, because it is pretty horrible and it will make you sick. So they always advise don't drink the water in Bali. Always make sure you've got fresh bottles of water, which I think the resorts will probably offer that to you anyway as for free. So anyway, going to try and see if taking this trip to Bali for 10 nights is exactly what I needed after taking 3 weeks holiday in America, or 3+ weeks holiday in America. So let's see what happens. I will give you an update on that, and I will let you know, is it really worth it? Because now I've been in Melbourne for a couple of days and leaving tomorrow. Already I'm starting to feel like I'm back home and I feel relaxed. Love being back in my own bed. It's just the best. And I've had our friends Sam and Dom look after our house and look after our cat, and they've done an amazing job. So, yeah, look, it will be interesting. Can't wait. But let's get on to America. In America, I really enjoyed a host of great food. There's like really so many options to eat well if you can find those options or those establishments. Eating badly in America is very easy also. So I've listed a bunch of places that I really enjoyed the food at, that had a bit of an impact on me, positive or negative. So here's my take on the food I ate in the US of A. So Los Angeles, we're going to start off with Egg Slut. That's actually located at 1611 Pacific Avenue, Los Angeles, in Venice Beach. I thought I'd give you the address just in case you're in America and you wanted to go there right now. So I enjoyed their slutty burger. I had it twice. So tasty. I had their bacon and egg and cheese sandwich. They call burgers sandwich at some places. It's an amazing combo. Very tasty. It was exactly what I needed after I did like a 14.5-hour trip from Melbourne. So that was the first day we got there, straight to Egg Slut, because we were staying in Venice Beach. The iced coffee was really tasty as well. And I also got myself a biscuit, but it wasn't a biscuit. It was more like a scone. And a scone is like an Aussie word for a dumpling or damper, or is a scone an English word for damper? Anyway, so that was Egg Slut. Also, when we were in Venice, we went to Lemonade, which is 1661 Abbot Kinney Boulevard, Los Angeles. I tried their soba tiebreaker poke bowl, and it was really tasty, full of salmon, like chock full of salmon. Soba noodles, but they'd run out of soba noodles, so I had the rice as an alternative. And the peanut sauce is really tasty. I think there's slices of ginger and stuff like that in there too. It was very, very good. Actually, I was quite impressed because I didn't think that the food at Lemonade would be that good, but I know that Chris Rainey, my mate, enjoys Lemonade quite a lot, and I've seen in his videos that he does recommend to go there for healthy alternatives. We also went to Wexler's Deli at Grand Central Market. So that's 317 South Broadway, Los Angeles. I had their take on the classic New York sandwich. It's called the Reuben, and it's really, really good. It's probably the best I've had. I know the pastrami is just so good, so flavoursome. And it's all cut in front of you. You can actually see the guys doing all the work behind the counter. So yeah, they slice it all off, and then they cook the sauerkraut on the flat iron grill type thing, mixed with Swiss cheese all over it. So it's God, it really is. The fillings are then like smashed together between 2 slices of toasted rye bread. It's just unbelievable. I've had the Katz Reuben on the same trip, and it wasn't half as good. So although I had the Katz in Brooklyn's DeKalb Market Hall, I think it's DeKalb Market Hall, yep. I had their one, and I just didn't think it was as good. It wasn't as juicy. It was a little bit more dry, and it was stacked up a lot higher, but wasn't as juicy. So that was good. Wexler's Deli, awesome place to go eat at Grand Central Market. Another establishment at Grand Central Market is Sticky Rice, and that's at 317 South Broadway. Same address for Grand Central Market. It's all the same address, so I won't go into that. I had their Thai barbecue chicken. It was absolutely fabulous. It was so good. Also had a lovely chat with a few other people that were local. Well, one was local, lived up on the building, and one was from another part of America on a conference. So Mandy and I had a chat with those people, and they were nice. They were nice. So another place at Grand Central Market that we tried was Prawn Coastal. So I had their Maine lobster roll because I wanted to try the lobster from Maine. So I had that and a delicious cold beer, and oh my God, I was in heaven. I've never had a Maine lobster roll, but it was so delicious. I also got chatting with Joel, who's an opera critic and writes for the OC Weekly. What a great guy and what a potty mouth. He's very interesting because he's been checking off all the states in America. So I think there's 51 states in America, correct me if I'm wrong, and he checked off 50. And the week after I was talking to him, he'd be going to Hawaii, which he's actually still in Hawaii as I talk now. So he's now checked off all 51. So good on you, Joel. It was great to meet you. Keep checking off other places now. So you'll have to get out of America and check out more places, which he has. He's a traveled man. And yeah, very nice guy. Very happy to meet him. Yeah, just so happy that he's finished off his journey. Although he hasn't gone to Guam, so I give him that challenge. Maybe he can go to Guam. I will have him on my podcast very soon, especially when I get back from Bali, then I can organise it. So, another place I went to in LA, because I just had such an awesome food experience in LA, I went to Wurst Kirsch, which is spelled WURSTKU with the umbrella stuff on top of the U, the two dots, like the German way. CHE restaurant. So that's at 800 East 3rd Street, LA. So it's kind of like it's a cool beer hall and food joint that happens to just sell rattlesnake and rabbit sausage. So there's a host of other selections as well. And I had to try the rattlesnake and rabbit sausage. So I chose that. It looked the most interesting. It was actually very tasty. All came together with sauerkraut, and I got a side of fries. So if you're around that area of LA, definitely go to Wurst Kirch restaurant. There's plenty of seats out the back, so don't get confused if you go to the front part and you see there's not much seating. That's the area where you purchase your sausages. But you just walk down the back or you come in from the other side and you'll see it's a big open area, plenty of large tables considering it's a beer hall, and plenty of beers on tap. So I actually didn't choose any of those beers. I didn't have any beers. I had a soda or something because my whole plan was to go to Angel City Brewery after I'd eaten sausage. I didn't even have a plan really to go to Wursturk, but I thought I'm a bit hungry, I'll eat a sausage. That's what you do. If you're hungry, you eat a sausage. So I went to Angel City Brewery. Really upset. They actually wouldn't allow myself and my wife to drink there, as she didn't have her ID. So I had my ID, kind of looked at that very quickly. I don't think he even realised what my age was. He gave it back to me and said, no, you guys can't enter if my wife doesn't have ID. So we didn't have ID. We tried to argue the fact that we are well over 21 and tourists, and we just don't happen to carry a lot of identification on us just in case. You never know what happens. We might get robbed or something. So he said, nope, sorry, you can't drink here. And we left 2 pretty bad reviews on Angel City Brewery's page. Very disappointed that we couldn't drink there, but I did some further research and it looks like the Angel City Brewery, they tend to be very selective of who they allow in. there were two gentlemen in front of us, and one had ID, the other one didn't even show his ID, and they were allowed straight in. So maybe the guy singled us out and thought, no, I don't want those two jerks, those Aussies, to come into our establishment. Fair enough, up to you, but I don't advise anyone to go there. The beer's probably not that good anyway. So another place we went out to was In-N-Out, 9149 South Sepulveda Boulevard, Los Angeles. I just had one burger, the double-double. This was the second time I'd had it because I was desperate. I was desperate for another one. And it was actually on Sunday when I ate it. Friday, because I missed out on a day. So it was Friday last week when I had the double-double. And, geez, it was delicious. That In-N-Out is really famous because it's right near LAX airport. So you can enjoy the In-N-Out and enjoy watching the planes land at a very, very, very close distance as the runway's just there. So if that's something that you like, then go there, eat the In-N-Out, take photos of planes and videos. Also, I ate at the original Brooklyn Water Bagel Company. So that's at 8732 South Sepulveda Boulevard, Los Angeles. I tried their Williamsburg salmon bagel. It was really tasty. I had this just before I ate the double-double, so I was really full after the double-double, but that's okay. Also, I ate at the original Farmers Market. That was 6333 West 3rd Street, LA. So I did that earlier in the trip. The food selection here is really good. There's also many small little souvenir gift shops and a large variety of food stalls. So everything from Mexican to Asian food to beer places to donut places to ice cream. Everything's here. And the Grove is just around the corner. It's actually pretty much in the same area. So that's also worth a visit. Just be careful at Nordstrom. It's really bloody expensive. You can also try Dominic Ansell's cronut there because the bakery is in the Grove. So you can go to the bakery first, make sure you get a cronut, then go and eat some tasty food at the original Farmers Market. Also, just want to send a little shout out to Relaya, who sold us some replica perfumes. They're called Replica, the brand's Replica, and gave us so many awesome samples, which Mandy and I were looking at yesterday. We spent probably $500 plus on perfume, so 2 replicas each. So thanks for your help, Relaya, and try and stay in touch. I think we sent you an email because we needed to ask you a question about one of the samples. So if she's listening, which I'm not sure if she is, but if she's listening, thank you. I really appreciate it. Now, so that was the places that really made an impact on me in Los Angeles. Some other places that made an impact on me were in Orange County and San Diego. I tried some good Mexican food with Chris and his wife, as well as some other good food stuff. I forgot the name of the place, so that's unfortunate and probably too late to try and ask Chris now, so it doesn't really matter. We also went to an In-N-Out in San Diego, just don't know which one it was. I bought the In-N-Out t-shirt from there, which is every year they come up with a new design, so I got the 2018 version. I really wanted In-N-Out, and the t-shirt was cheap as chips. I think it's $12, so that's not much to sneeze at. We also went to, from memory, it was a Lucille's Smokehouse Barbecue, location unknown. Chris took us to Lucille's for some smoked meat. The restaurant's really, really well known for its wood-smoked food. So I tried the tri-tip sandwich with Chris, which features slow-cooked Angus beef tri-tip, that's it, which was very tasty. I could have eaten probably the beef by itself, it was so juicy. But that was alright. The whole sandwich in itself, which is like a burger, was very good. We also tried this thing called a biscuit, which I mentioned earlier, with salted apple butter. Very strange, kind of tasty, but kind of not. I don't know, it's not my thing, but anyway, it was interesting to taste it. In San Diego, we also went to Crack Shack, which is 2266 Kettner Boulevard in San Diego. the one place that was on my list of places to revisit because I went there last year. I remember sitting down last year at the front bar. This was like 9 months ago or more, 10 months ago nearly, that looks onto the street. And I remember the time I was eating the fried chicken whilst watching planes making their final approach, because that's also a good place if you're a plane watcher or an aviation enthusiast, to go to this restaurant, eat delicious fried chicken, and watch planes make their final approach to San Diego International Airport, which is nearby. I also heard an amazing track last time I was there by Fantagram. The song's called When I'm Small. And that made a big impact on me because I was just in such a happy place, drinking a lot of beer, having chats with people, because people are very friendly in California. So people will talk to you, sit down next to you, have a discussion. Even the barmen are all nice guys. Also remember from the time last time, not this time. This time we just ate chicken and pretty much didn't stay long. But I remember last time, Andrew Zimmern was filming a new segment for his new TV show. So I don't know if that's out or not yet, but the Crack Shack does offer some of the best fried chicken I've tasted in America, in my humble opinion, and the beers are varied and very tasty. So it's one reason to go to visit San Diego. Go here. Go to the Crack Shack. So if you don't go to Crack Shack and you visited San Diego, then why'd you visit San Diego? Obviously. So went to New York. And there's a host of places I went to in New York. A host. One of the places is Shake Shack, Madison Avenue, and East 23rd Street, New York. So I love the Shake Shack burgers. They're really juicy, really, really yummy. I had the double cheeseburger. It was very good and nearly as good as the In-N-Out Double Double. So I'm going to stick with saying that the In-N-Out Double Double is the best and the Shake Shack double cheeseburger is second best, even though we're probably equal. But I'm a big In-N-Out boy now, so I got to stick with In-N-Out. Another place I tried was Dominic Ansel Bakery, the original one. That's at 189 Spring Street. It's between Sullivan and Thompson in New York. So I tried the cronut. Truly, truly amazing stuff there by Dominic Ansel at the original bakery in New York. Also, my soy latte was delicious, bang on, just like I would have it in Australia. If you can try the donut croissant, then you'll have to get there really early. I think probably at least before 10 a.m. We were lucky that day we had gotten the cronuts. They had just ran out. So we had gotten the last couple of cronuts and bang, they were gone. So you've got to get there nice and quick to Dominic Ansel's Bakery. Otherwise, they will run out. They are the tastiest things in the world. So eat them, enjoy them, reminisce about them later on in life. Another place we went to was Le Relais de l'Entrecôte. I think I said that okay. French background, can't speak French well. But anyway, 590 Lexington Avenue is the address, and pretty much you just walk in. The only thing that you get there is steak. There's no real menu except for the menu for dessert and cheeses. You sit down at your table, you're offered some bread, and then asked how you want your steak. So you get some bloody delicious fries on the side, and the steak comes to you with some sauce. I think a sauce on it. Yeah, I think I got to choose a sauce. But the steak I got was medium rare. That's how I like my steaks. So I like them just a bit juicy, but not overcooked. So that was great. The beef they serve there is very good. Good quality steak. So, and it's not too expensive. So try that out if you're in New York. Le Relais de l'Entrecôte. By the way, all the places that I've been listing will be in the show notes. So another place I went to was Friedman's Lunch at Chelsea Market. That's at 75 9th Avenue, New York. The food selection in general there is really good. Chelsea Market has a large variety of food. It is a little pricey, so but New York, I guess, is a little pricey, so a good place to visit. There's not only eating options, but there's great places to find souvenirs to bring back home. There's also a very good but expensive supermarket downstairs. So if you are running low on groceries and you're just around the corner, maybe head down there, get some stuff you need, but don't buy too much because it is expensive. So anyway, we decided to eat at Friedman's Lunch, and that was the day that we arrived in New York. And I did choose the Reuben sandwich there, and it was really, really tasty, probably just as good as Wexler's. So I had a mac and cheese as a side as well. It was very good. I don't remember what Mandy had. For most of these I don't, but she was very happy as well. So another place that we tried was Stella 34 Trattoria. That's at 151 West 34th Street, New York. We enjoyed some pizzas here and a plate of antipasti with buffalo mozzarella and prosciutto after we'd gone for a nice walk and shopped at Macy's. So we bought some more stuff at Macy's. And the highlight for me at Stella 34 Trattoria was not the food I ate, but the beer that I had there. So it was called a Coney Island Pilsner. So that was really crisp, fresh, and refreshing. So it was really delicious. So I enjoyed the Pilsner more than I enjoyed the pizza and antipasti, but the pizza and antipasti is still tasty. So it's still worth a visit. Another place I tried was a famous pizza joint. So that's called Grimaldi's, and that's at 656 6th Avenue, New York. So it was close to where we were staying. I think it was the last night we were going to be there. So I thought, I better get a pizza before I leave. So you went through, I think, a small red door at the front, kind of front side part. Nearly looks like you're going into a confessional, because the actual pizza restaurant is set inside part of the church. So we tried their staple pizza, which is pretty much just mozzarella cheese, smashed tomatoes, and basil. So we had the family size. It was really big. We actually didn't finish it. I must admit that I have had better pizza in my life. It didn't blow me away. I wasn't crazy for it. It was good, though, to try it out because I've heard there's a lot of hype about Grimaldi's. So anyway, it's okay. It's fine. Yeah, it's just probably not the best pizza in the world, in my opinion. So some more places that we ate at, which aren't in New York, were in Miami and Key West. So one of the places in Miami was Taquiza, which 1506 Collins Avenue, Miami Beach. The Mexican here is really good and super tasty. It's also a great place to go if you want to have some pretty easy Mexican and you're standing up and you're happy to stand up, and it's kind of quick. It's not fussy, and there's a little bar there where you can order some beers, and it's not a sit down place. And when we were there, it was raining, so we had to stand up. So it was bucketing when we arrived. So nearly the whole time in Miami, actually, it was showered or was overcast. So could be one of the reasons why I wasn't too fond of Miami. But there are reasons that I wasn't fond of Miami. It was kind of like the people there. But anyway, another place in Miami we tried was Porto Segura Restaurant, 700 Collins Avenue, Miami Beach, or South Miami, I think it's. So I tried that, the Cuban sandwich. It was good, but not great. So I'm happy I tried it though at Puerto Segura Restaurant, which is pretty well known in that area. So give that a shot. The food there is pretty good. It's authentic and it's Cuban. So if you want to try some Cuban food, definitely try that place. There's a few places I went to in Key West. One of the places was Blue Heaven or Blue Haven. Maybe it's Blue Heaven, actually. That's at 729 Thomas Street, Key West. So I tried their key lime pie. It was pretty good, although not awesome, because I wanted a thicker crumb base, and less foamy stuff on top. So I forgot what I had for my main, but it was good also. Yeah, that's right. It was like a seafood dish with some prawns and some rice and some other stuff. It didn't blow me away, that food. Not even the key lime pie. I mean, it was all right. Blue Heaven's all right. It's a nice area. So you're under the lights, under these nice little lights and under the sky, and It's just beautiful location. But also tried Southernmost Beach Cafe. That's at 1405 Duval Street, Key West. I'm wondering why all these streets have such large numbers. That's crazy. But anyway, that was in Key West. I had a nice wrap. That was nothing to write home about. That wasn't too great. I guess what's special about this place is the conch fritters. So Mandy and I tried the conch fritters, and conch is like a sea snail that's local to, I think, Bahamas. So these fritters are mixed with red and green bell peppers and a bit of relish. So it was pretty good. Not sure if I'd eat that every day, but it was worth trying. So that is all the food that made an impact on me when I was in America. So now I'm just going to talk a little bit about what we're planning to do in Bali. So in Bali, I plan on relaxing by the pool, doing nothing, reading a few books that I brought to the USA but never read. I'm thinking most of the time I'll be either swimming, relaxing on the sun lounge, or drinking alcohol, which doesn't sound that great for you, but will be very relaxing. So we will be leaving tomorrow morning, Melbourne time, to go to Ubud for 3 nights, where I'm meeting up with my brother Matt that's in Ubud at the moment. Ubud is about an hour and a half drive from Ngurah Rai International Airport, which is the international airport in Denpasar, which is Bali's capital. So a good thing about Ubud is that it's renowned for its tranquility and resorts that fit snugly into the mountains and the forests of Ubud, giving the visitors amazing vistas. So if you want a place in the forest with a nice pool, then Ubud is for you, especially if you like rice paddy fields and you like the views of forest. So that's what I like, so that's why I'm going there. Some of the actual photos I've looked at of Ubud resorts, pool photos. So some of the Ubud resort pool photos that I've looked at and Googled are breathtaking. You can just imagine yourself sipping a margarita or a mojito or even a cool cold beer and wading in the pool whilst looking over these like mist-laden rolling hills with clouds that just touch the top of the hills. I can't wait. I can't wait for this. So the pool we have chosen at the resort that we're going to be at tomorrow for 3 nights is pretty cool, but I think the view outweighs the pool. So there are some nice temples that we're planning to see in Ubud or East Bali. One of the main temples sits around 1,175 meters above sea level, so kind of big actually. And it's regarded as one of Bali's oldest and respected Hindu temples. So we will be going there. I'm going to take some photos, and from the photos it looks very idyllic and beautiful with lush jungle that surrounds it. So I can't wait to see that. That will feel really nice to walk through that, and it's quite a different trip to America. So another temple I'm planning on seeing is Tirtha Ganga, which was formerly a royal palace. It's well known for its maze-like water canals that runs through it and its statues and semi-well-maintained tropical gardens. It was known as the Water Palace and is owned by the Karan Ghazam royal family. So the Karan Ghazam royal family owned that palace. So that'd be cool to check that out. Tirtha Ganga is also known for a large amount of paddy fields. So Tirtha Ganga is also another place that we want to see. Tirtha Ganga is also known for the large amount of paddy fields that inundate that area. So I'll also try and see Saraswati Temple, which is also known for being a water temple, just like Tirtha Ganga. The temple grounds look pretty cool. They're lined with ponds that have many lotus flowers flowering throughout the water. So temples nearly play a backdrop to the wonderful water feature. So that would be great. And then spending 7 nights in Nusa Dua at a really nice resort that has a cool pool bar. So we will be sitting around drinking pools. Drinking pools? How can you drink a pool, Ben? but I will be drinking beers around the pool. And the good thing is I'll be meeting up with my other brother, Pat, and his wife, Zoe. So we'll be meeting up with them, enjoying their company, enjoying Matt's company because he's coming there with us. So that's on the far eastern side of Bali. And I hope the beach looks good because this place does back onto a beach. So we'll be staying at a place that has a really good pool, really good beach access. And I personally think that for that 7 days, we won't be doing too much, just lounging around by the pool, eating some good Balinesian food or Indonesian food, drinking a heap, having a great time with my brothers, my wife, and sister-in-law. And I'll have to get back to you to let you know if having a holiday after a holiday really is a good thing, because so far I've never done this before. So, I think that's about it. I don't know what else I can talk about, but anyway, that's it, and I will speak to you very soon. All the links are in the show notes, so if you want to know any of the places that I went to or forgot, you don't have to try and rewind and re-listen. It's all in the show notes. And thanks again for listening. I'm nearly up to 1,000 listens on the podcast, which is really cool. And I will be in touch later on. Ta-ta, goodbye, and remember you can follow me on Instagram, Travelman Ben or Travelman Podcast, whatever you like. I've got 2 Instagram accounts. So all you have to do is type in Travelman Podcast, all right? Facebook, it's Travelman Podcast as well. Just type that in, you'll find me. I've got a page there. I'm actually on Stitcher. I'm on iTunes. I'm on all good podcasting apps. What else am I on? I'm on LinkedIn now, but that's not Travelman Podcast. It's just me. And I think that's about it. All right, ta-ta, guys. I'm off to Bali tomorrow. Woo! Yes, thank you. Bye.